皆さんこんにちは。本日はケイシー・マスグレイブさんに来ていただきました。Thank you. Welcome to Japan.
Thank you.
Yes. How are you enjoying your stay so far?
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Japan's amazing.
I saw some photos even posted.
Yes. It's been on the top of my bucket list forever. So I'm really thankful that I'm here, and I've been really looking forward to it. And I've only been here for a couple of days, but I don't think I'm ever going to leave. It's amazing.
Did you have free time?
So far, we've had a little bit of time to explore Harajuku and Shibuya, Kittyland, all these amazing things. I'm thinking that there's going to be a trip to Sanrio, Puroland.
Oh, that's far away. Yeah.
Is it?
But it's. I heard it's really trippy. Like.
I bet. Yeah. Well, today we went to Kawaii Monster Cafe.
Oh yeah.
And I met with a couple girls there, and I got dressed up in like this beautiful, brightly colored kimono, and I was sweating so bad, but it was really fun.
It's supposed to like make you not sweat when it's like.
I mean, it was like a waist trainer. I was like, if I wore this every day, I'd be like so skinny.
It's like our traditional like one of those like, diet things.
Yeah, like a waist trainer.
Yeah, a waist trainer.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right. Let's talk about your latest album, Golden Hour. How did this title come about?
Well,
I mean, there is a track called Golden Hour.
Yeah, there is a song on the record called Golden Hour, but really it's just kind of a metaphor for this beautiful time that I'm in my life right now. And you know, I met my husband a couple years ago, and my life just completely turned around, and I just got way happier. And it's just kind of likening that feeling to when the sky is, you know, the term for when the sky is just perfect, the lighting is beautiful, it's just everything comes together at the right time.
Yeah.
And I'm also from a very small town in Texas called Golden, so I don't know, I think that maybe had something to do with it. It just felt like the right title to sum up this collection of songs.
And speaking of
the way
your
that
husband,
it feels.
yes. Speaking of your husband, the first track you wrote, Butterflies, was about your husband.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that Butterflies was the first song that came together for the record, and yeah, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I was kind of in a little bit of a dark place after my last album. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just like, I know I want to do something different, but I'm not sure what. And I think, you know, I want to work with different people, and that's hard because they're my friends, but I want to just be free to explore. And I was just getting out of a relationship. I just wasn't happy. My self-confidence was at an all-time low. And around that same time, I got off the road, and I just said, okay, look, I just need to write songs again, and I just need to get back to whatever, you know, that creative center is for me. And right around that same time is when I met Rustin, which is my husband, and all these songs just started pouring out.
Well, I was going to ask, how was the writing process for this album?
This writing process for this record felt really freeing, very zen. I was very happy.
So no one was pressuring you to like put the next album out?
There was no pressure involved.
It
was just, you know, me kind of forging a new path, just figuring out what I wanted to say and what I wanted it to sound like, which is how, you know, great music comes out. You know, you can't really force or put a time frame on things, which is how it happens most of the time in the music industry. So I was really thankful that we had that, and we got to record it out at Sheryl Crow's house. She's got a recording studio out there that is also this beautiful horse stable. So it's a horse stable filled with all these beautiful horses. It's on all these acres, and then above the stable is her studio. And she would swing by and like have a beer with us every now and then, and we would get into really like heady discussions about like reincarnation and all these things, and it kind of really set the tone for a very like zen album.
I read that you mentioned that she was very down to earth and
super down to earth.
Sweetheart.
We actually, she said if you want to come early to the studio one morning, you know, we could ride horses, and so I got to go on a little ride with her, and it was just the first time that like a studio experience had ever been blended with a nature kind of experience, you know? I mean, usually you're recording in a studio that doesn't really have any kind of a vibe, you know? It's just very business oriented, which is fine. But this one, I just wanted to be able to take my time and just do something different.
Well, speaking of horses, let's talk about some of the tracks on the album. One track on Space Cowboy. Can you explain the song?
Sure. Space Cowboy is a play on words. And it's not what you think it's going to be whenever you hear the title. But it was inspired by something that my horseback riding teacher, Lori, said one day. We were watching this horse in the arena just gallop back and forth, just kind of going crazy. And she said, the gate was closed, so I thought, oh, I'm safe, I'll just stand over here. And she said, you better move, he was coming kind of right.
The horse was
he was
right
coming
at you.
Towards me, but the gate was closed, so I didn't really think anything of it. And she said, girl, you better move. And I said, well, the gate's closed, I'm fine. And she said, well, that doesn't matter, if they want to go, when they want to go, they're just going to go.
Doesn't matter if the gate's closed.
She's like, there's no point even closing the gate. They're just going to go. And that hit me like in a different way. Could apply that to many relationships that I've had in my life. And so I wrote the song, like a week later or whatever. But it's just about making peace with something in your life that needs to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what I got from the lyrics, it's like letting go of something that's like toxic to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's just kind of like weighing you down, and you don't want to be with anybody that doesn't want to be with you.
Right.
So I mean, just if they're gonna go, they're gonna go. So just make peace with it and go. And then it made room for something even more special and more meaningful in my life.
Yes. How about Mother? It was just Mother's Day, and you released a music video for this track.
Mother is very special to me. It's, even though it's the shortest song on the album, it's only a minute and 18 seconds long. But yeah, I got really tripped out one night and started thinking about, just the cycle of mothers, and the fact that I was sitting there in Tennessee missing my mom, who was sitting there in Texas missing her mom, who passed away several years ago, and just all of that. Right. And I started jotting all that down in my phone and wrote it the next day. But it's very simple. I'm glad that it's one of the moments on the record that, amongst some of these, more like layered up tracks, like with synth and pedal steel and all these things, it's just me sitting by the piano, and it's just a live take. And I can be a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things, so it was hard for me a little bit, to let go of such a raw moment. There's no auto-tune, there's no fixing. It is what it is. Like, what comes out of your mouth is, what you're recording, and there's not really any cleaning anything up. Right. So anyways, it was just different for me. I've never really done that before.
It's a very raw track.
Yeah, and we were gonna maybe add more to the song and make it longer, but at the same time we were like, wait, it's kind of just perfect the way it is. Like, it doesn't need a repeated chorus. Like, it's just almost like a little interlude between songs.
I mean, I read that for this album, you kind of construct the songs to a point, and then you kind of deconstruct, you take away.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, my studio process, I learn best by deletion. I learn a lot by erasing things. Recording, getting all, and then going in with like a little eraser, like a fine-tooth comb, and just like taking out what is superfluous or what doesn't need to be there. Because to me, space as an aesthetic says a lot, and finding that perfect balance of nothing really overpowering the other. So that's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, leaving a space speaks more, I guess.
Totally.
Right?
Than filling it up and trying to add like a moment. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's interesting that you were on acid and you wrote a song about your mother, which is like, I mean, there's a guy named Sam Harris who's a neuroscientist and is an author, and he speaks about his experiences on psychedelics a lot. And you said that it made you more compassionate as a daughter, and it's very interesting because this author as well, he always mentions that it makes you more connected to the earth and your surroundings, and it makes you more a positive person.
I mean, yes, all that to say, like, I would never condone anything that isn't right for, you.
If it works for you.
If it works for me, it may not work for you, vice versa. And obviously these things have to be done with like great care and respect and, moderation.
And the right people beside you.
Yeah, exactly. But, for me, it has brought a lot of positivity in my life the few times that I've experienced it. I noticed like a big change in the way that I view like small stressful situations. Sometimes my care for like the earth as a living thing, all the other living beings that are on it, my family, just appreciating kind of what we have, like while we have it.
So kind of increases like empathy and compassion.
Empathy for sure. And your ability to kind of just like relate to just like another person or like another living thing. I don't know, it expands that in my opinion.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, some have described your lyrical content as controversial. What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, I'm just writing, my truth and things that have inspired me, things that have made an impact on me. And I know that I'm not alone in all those things. We all go through the same things together as humans on this earth, though we are all made, differently. We all look differently. We speak different languages, and we all live in different places. But we are all made of the same emotions. So I know that if I write my truth and don't just try to pander to make something a hit or make a song that I think will be popular, then I feel like 9 times out of 10, like, other people will relate to it because they're going to go through it too. And I think it's a little bit of a cheap label. Humans need boxes sometimes to be able to describe things. So I understand.
Country rebel.
Yeah,
I'm looking at these
I understand why.
It's
I understand why they would say that because, if you're looking at me compared to some other things in country music, yeah, sure, it could be, I guess, controversial, but it depends on what you're describing as controversial. If it's, gay people being able to have freedom to love who they want to love, I don't find that controversial. I just find it being on the right side of history. I mean, so to me that's not controversial.
Which I think your track Follow Your
Arrow,
which is my personal favorite, has gotten a lot of articles written about it. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because country music at its core is about real life, and it's storytelling songs about real people. So I'm, in my mind, not really doing anything that revolutionary. If you look at people like Willie Nelson or Hank Williams or whatever, I mean, they've written about many things that were uncomfortable to speak about. Loretta Lynn, for damn sure, she sang about birth control whenever it had just come out. She was banned by radio stations. I mean, it's just, but it's the way that history goes. There's always going to be people that think differently than me, and that's fine. But I am proud to just sing about what makes,
That's funny because your track, Follow Your Arrow, I read that it got modest airplay and a lot of radio.
Best.
But a lot of radio programmers said that they wish they can play this on their radios. But then I think on the Billboard Hot, the country charts, it was top 10.
Well,
so it's being streamed, so the listeners are resonating with it.
It's did it go platinum? I don't know. I think that's very.
I mean, won an award for that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Arrow did go platinum. So I mean, people love that song. It's brought a lot of listeners in that wouldn't listen to country music. But it's interesting because that does not correlate to country radio. They don't look at what people really want to hear as being the gauge of what they can play. In fact, most of them can't even choose what they want to play. It's chosen by a corporate list of maybe about 25 songs that gets looped all day, every day. And I've not really ever made it on that list. So, it's fine though. Maybe they'll come around, maybe they won't. But I feel like people these days, if they love something, they share it. Yeah. And genre lines are so blurred now. It's it's a lot easier to find and discover music.
Absolutely,
so it's okay.
I mean, a friend of mine who doesn't even listen to country music posted that video, and it was Gay Pride last week here. So
oh really?
It was perfect. Yeah.
Oh, I just missed it.
Yeah.
Dang. Ooh, I can't even imagine Japanese Pride festival.
It's the scale it's laughable. It's so small, compared to other.
Oh well, because it's not as widely of an accepted thing here, or
it's not. Yeah, it's not even spoken about. Because I mean, in the U.S., there's the religious, opposition, but here it's there's nothing to really oppose. There's no party opposing it, but no
it
one
just
really.
Doesn't
people
really.
are just in the closet. I don't know. There has to be people out there.
Oh, yeah, and I will find you.
Yeah.
I want to go to a Japanese drag show very badly, so if anyone knows where this is, holla. It's probably so on another level. I mean, I feel like I've seen a drag show just by walking down the Harajuku district.
Do you know Trixie Mattel, who has been I think he's going to be on a tour, country tour soon.
Yeah, that's
hope he
so
comes
cool.
to Japan, actually.
I know, he would be very popular here, I'm sure. Actually, I'm excited because I get to do RuPaul's Drag Race. I get to be a guest judge in July, so...
The next season?
I guess it'll air next season.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting, okay.
I know.
Next question. What are you listening to these days?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, usually like when I'm getting ready, I turn on some Bee Gees because it's the Bee Gees and it makes you feel really good. I'm trying to think of what else is. I don't know.
We need Bee Gees. We'll put the link in the description.
Bee Gees.
Because we are a streaming service. So,
oh, okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Last question. Next month you'll be on tour with Harry Styles.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really excited. The tour starts in Dallas, which is close to where I'm from. And yeah, it'll go throughout the summer. And he's super nice. He's been a big supporter of mine. And I know he has a lot of different kinds of musical acts opening for him on his tour.
Right.
So
He has another great artist named Mabel.
Yeah, and Leon Bridges, who's awesome. But yeah, I don't know, it's just like a great opportunity for me to play in front of people who would probably never hear me, and I think it's going to be fun. I mean, I dig where his newest album went, and yeah, I think it's going to be a good time.
Is it true that you're going to be doing something together?
Maybe. We might try to work something out,
nice.
So I think that would be fun.
So that's in June, and then in July you'll be back in Japan for Fuji Rock.
Yes, we're coming back. I'm bringing my band, the whole band.
Awesome.
We'll be playing the songs from Golden Hour. You guys will be getting a video for High Horse pretty soon.
Exciting.
So yeah.
Yes. So hope everyone comes to Fuji Rock.
Yeah, come to Fuji Rock because it'd be kind of cool if there was like more than 5 people in the crowd.
Oh,
for me.
it'll be a lot of people. It's a huge festival.
No, but I've
love you,
I've
sure.
heard nothing but amazing things about this festival, and I cannot wait to come back to Japan because it's amazing.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll add the link to your latest album in the description, so please check it out.